And for recording, I will say again, good evening, everyone, to the members of the course, to the guests, to the curious ones, to the ones who are eager and constantly searching for ways to improve our lives. And the best way most of the time is to get knowledge. This is why we are here today. This is why always my first class is open for everyone, because in Vedic culture, in Vedic schools or school, let's say, let's generalize school, there is one rule that the most important knowledge is given in the first class, and the rest of the studying process is just unfolding this knowledge. So this is what I will do today. This is why I am inviting, welcoming everyone to be part of this first class, even people who don't have any interest in numerology, astrology, and so on, because we will speak a lot today about things that every single soul and human in this world must know, so that we understand where we stand and what to do to be better. Obviously, there will be some organizatorical moments which will be of interest only for those who are participating in this course, who already confirmed. So the guests forgive us for our internal some moments, organizational moments. So let's start. It's an auspicious day today, not only because it's a Friday, but it's I always choose special days for beginning of our courses. It's very important when to do the first step, because that kind of energy will be present there throughout the entire course. Obviously, we ask for all the blessings for our teachers, from all the responsible ones for us getting the knowledge. We ask for them to allow us this knowledge to unfold in our hearts. And this is why we are starting on Friday, even though our classes will be on Wednesdays. Most of you know me, but still, I will also present myself just a couple of minutes later. And in July, I finished the first course of this type, the first group. I was worried, how will it be? But I'm very happy. I'm extremely content with my performance. I'm extremely content with the results. It was very nice. It was almost very, very productive, even though everyone, obviously, mature people busy with their own lives, but still we managed to dig and to dive inside this limitless science of numerology. So I was inspired with the joy, with the mood, I was inspired with the first group, with all the reviews, with all the results, with all the idea that people were inspired to practice, inspired by the results they got, like, wow, Rada, it's working. I said, no, of course it's working. I myself sometimes not doubt, but every time something clicks, I say, oh my God, it's really working. So for the group, some organizational moments, couple of minutes only. As I said, we have people from not only from Lebanon, we have people from other participants from other time zones. This is why, and this is not the only reason, all our classes will be recorded, because even those who are in Lebanon, sometimes we have problems, sometimes there are electricity problem, internet problem, people work, people have families, so not always you have the chance to assist on live classes. So the classes are recorded, they are available next day or the day, but like the soonest, so that you have the chance to rewatch or watch and take notes. I highly encourage, I almost order to take notes. Probably not during the class, after that, because during the class you cannot remember everything, so it's very important to take notes. It's extremely important. When you enter the Zoom room, please pay attention to write your name, to keep your cameras, microphones off whenever you don't talk. In my school, we had and we have a very beautiful tradition of practice, almost ritual, of transcribing the lessons. It means a couple of people, they decide we want to type, to make an electronic note. This is a very good improvement of your Mercury energy. For whoever knows a bit about planets, whoever doesnn't have an idea, it really improves a lot of things in your life. So plus serving the other schoolmates is a very good thing. Then a practice that I introduced, that I myself inspired from my school, is the practicals. The practical classes, it means the second class during the week was not, it's not like part of the course, but I understand, because I understand the importance of this. I understand the importance of practice. I understand the difficulties, the questions, and the sometimes even laziness of us humans. These are very important. In our schools, the practicals would be tutored by the elder students. In our case, I will be the one holding and working with you during the practicals. This is why I highly recommend you to be present, because we only can master numerology through practicing. There isn't one single formula. I mean, formula. There is a standard formula, but the combination of the formulas, because no, what's the use of taking a course? You can easily see all the formulas online for free. 3 minutes you can write down all the formulas, and you know, you can start giving publicity that I'm a great numerologist. Come, I will save you from troubles in your life. But the idea is that it's the art of numerology is in interpreting, is in combining those numbers that a single, because imagine how many people are born the same day, in the same month, the same year. Okay, their birth date is the same. So how common? No, it means what? They are alike? No, we know such people, 2 people born on the same day, and we know they are so different. So the art, the mastership, the beauty of it is in combining, knowing how to combine. In order to happen, so we have to practice a lot. This is why there will be practicals. It's a must. Please, I say this is a must. Obviously recordings will be there, but your live participants is more than needed, because look the beauty of it. Imagine a forest. In the forest there are plenty of, I don't know, flowers, berries, mushrooms, whatever you like. So the forest is abundant there. Just take as much as you can. 10 people enter the forest. One is empty-handed. Another person has a little plastic bag. Another person has a basket. So it's up to the person with how much things they will exit the forest, and it's up to us. So the knowledge is limitless. And the more we will participate, the deeper we will go. Because if you will not participate in the practicals, then there will be less questions. If there will be less questions, there will be less discussions. And bit by bit, we will be stuck on a very superficial level, which I think you shouldn't be satisfied with. We can do a lot more. Since we are studying Vedic knowledge, Vedic numerology, obviously I will speak a lot about Vedic scriptures, and which is very important. And Hippocrates once said that if a doctor, astrologer, any kind of therapist does not possess the knowledge of philosophy, such a man will never be able to become a real professional. So it's not only about formulas, it's about the meaning, the philosophy behind those words, those numbers, those formulas. So the school that I belong to is called Vigraha. Graha in Sanskrit means planet. V means the height. So Vigraha is the highest planet. It's the spiritual planet. It's the place where we should reach eventually. This is why we try to become better, even though we don't know this, because most of you, most of us, most of everyone, people who join such courses, the motives are very simple. The motives are very grounded and very material. Someone wants to improve their relationship. Someone wants to improve their professional career. Somebody thinks that they will use this as a way of an income. Somebody like a lot of reasons, and most of them are material. But eventually, once our material state is okay, we start to ask different kind of question. We start to ask things beyond material, because basically we are of the spiritual nature. We instinctively feel that. So eventually we end up asking question about God directly or indirectly. So we will be studying numerology, obviously, to fix our material pain. And after that, when we are calm on this level, obviously we will easily and easier get to a higher level. It's a very wrong mindset to ignore, to reject the material in our life, to ignore matter. For us, since we are born and are living in a material world, we should be doing perfectly well in this material world. We should be rich and healthy and in good relation with everyone. So, but we must understand that this is not the final purpose. It's just a mean to reach where we are, where we want to be. And numerology helps us a lot in this. Numerology will help us understand the extremely deep levels of our existence. We will be able to understand the system, to understand the matrix, because it's very hard to understand the system from inside. You have to come out to look at it from a side, and then you can get inside already with a different mindset, because you saw the whole picture. You saw a higher perspective. You saw your life. Yes, I saw my very primitive life from the perspective of Vigraha, from the highest perspective. So once I am back in the box, I will not be possibly living the same life as before. Because once I ask this question, what can be better? It means I'm ready for this change. And the God life allows me, gives me necessary books, courses, people, movies that make me understand what is the next step. The school that I belong to, where I studied and I'm still studying, and I hope I will continue my studies for many years ahead, has its root in ancient times. The knowledge that I'm transmitting to you have been transmitted to my teacher, to the teacher, to the teacher, to the teacher, to the teacher of the teacher, through the chain, through the succession of teachers. And this system is called parampara. It means one teacher, verbally, orally, than in written, transmits the, so basically we hold hands. My teacher held my hand, his teacher held his hand, I'm holding your hand. So the knowledge is transmitted with less changes, modification, altercation. I cannot say ideally because the human level is there, but as little as possible. And as to give you the example of the importance of this parampara, I will give the example of Jesus Christ. When Jesus Christ was crucified, the Christians, the followers, were chased by the Roman Empire. They were killed. They wanted to exterminate. They were rejected. So the followers, the serious followers, of Jesus Christ, they had to hide. They hid in different places because they could not stay together. It would be too obvious. So they were forced to disperse in different places and to hide for hundreds of years. For a couple of hundreds of years, they couldn't stay in touch. So after 300 years, when Roman Empire said, we lose our influence, how can we improve it? Let's say Christianity is accepted, and we will get some credit and we will keep on having the power. So they say, come out and you are accepted. And St. Augustine said, I think this was in 213. So basically less than 300 years after Jesus died, he said, after he heard what the Jesus followers preach, what Jesus followers are practicing and preaching now has nothing to do with what Jesus taught us. And this is how less than 300 years only passed. And already the teaching was not lost. It cannot be lost, but it was distorted a lot. So imagine now 2000 years after. This is why it's very important, the knowledge not to be interrupted, the knowledge to be transmitted, like, from hand to hand, from mouth to mouth, from book to book. So I personally consider myself extremely blessed to be part of this school, to have met my teacher with capital letter, because there are many people who study numerology, astrology, palmistry. The internet is full of these 2-3 weeks courses, everything, but a lot of them, many of them drop it, many are disappointed, so many of them start bringing back bad reputation to all these things, saying that it's like has nothing to do with the science and it's all like, I don't know, it's not real, it doesn't work. So the reason is that the teaching has been presented not superficially. There was no philosophy behind it. It was kind of superficial. It was kind of it was superficial. It was without a good base. So when there isn't a good fundament, sooner or later the cracks will manifest. At the easiest provocation, challenge, or earthquake, the building will not maintain itself on the feet. So this is why I'm afraid that very soon we will not only have astrologers with diploma after 3 weeks courses or something. I'm afraid we will soon have doctors. Like, imagine going to a surgeon, to a dentist who only passed like a 6 weeks or 6 months course. So astrology is not less important or dangerous when not mastered properly, because you give life advices to people who come to you in pain, because little people come to you, many come of curiosity, but no, most of the people come because they have a problem and they really need an answer. And remember, dear people, dear numerologists, and not only numerologists, because in our daily life we also play in the teacher's game a lot, sometimes daily, but it's very good to know that for every single advice you give, you are karmically responsible. It means that whenever you give an advice, you will be participating in the results of where your advice took that person. So if your advice, I don't know, let's say a woman is struggling, she has problems with her husband, and she told you her story, and obviously she said it in such a manner that you say, oh my god, yes, you are right. No, شو بدك فيها انه تركي ليفي انه خلص انه ريحي راسك. You deserve to be happy. Divorce, you'll find someone else. And the woman, if you are quite close to her, you are her sister, you are her, I don't know, a friend, a good neighbor, whatever that would be, maybe your advice will really play a role in her decision to divorce, which wasn't the right thing for her to do. So you will be carrying the karmic results of that as well. And so many things, small things, important things. The idea is that the golden rule: if nobody asks you, don't talk. But if somebody asks you, if you don't know, say I don't know. And if you know, always remember, for what you say, you are responsible. So still you have the chance to say like, I don't know, or this is what I think, this is what I know. Don't impose your opinion, just show the person the consequences of their possible choices they have. Numerology, astrology is the esoterical knowledge. Esoterical means kind of mystical. It's the highest level of material knowledge. So it's still the matter, it's the material world, but it's already behind the visible. It's about the rules that define, that build, that determine, that influence our material life. Because, for example, the matter, the money, yes, money are material, but a relationship is an interaction between a material body of a man and material body of a woman. But behind money, behind relationship, behind the marriage, there are unseen rules, there are unseen energies that define, and most of us, we don't know them, and we should know them, and only a very small number of people are allowed, have the access to such knowledge, esoterical knowledge. So esoterical knowledge, which we will also be learning, this is the highest level of material knowledge. This is the knowledge that will help us see the energy behind the matter. This is why we'll understand, this is why the yogurt came, because I put the milk and the lemon. Otherwise, it would be a mystery. How come it just, there was milk and now it's something else? Why? So esoteric knowledge helps you understand why I don't have money, why my relations are just not arranging at all. Why? This is why this is a very special knowledge that helps you understand the essence of things. Because in everything there are ritual and there is philosophy, and both are very important. We have to understand what God meant, because otherwise we will assume a lot of things. This knowledge, esoterical knowledge, any kind of esoterical knowledge, helps you become successful in our material world. So this is not spiritual knowledge, pure spiritual knowledge yet. Always remember that esoterical knowledge is the most expensive. Spiritual knowledge is for free. Spiritual knowledge shouldn't be charged money for. Whenever I mean somebody shares spiritual knowledge, it should be shared for free. So all the predictive signs are all of esoterical knowledge. They are kind of all covered with mystery, because imagine the man comes, or usually not the man, the women, show me your hand, show me your hand, oh beautiful one, oh beautiful one, you know, and no, she tells you things that already, yeah, no, yes, and you say, oh my god, how she knows? It's only a palm. So it's written here our destiny. It's written here our destiny. It's written in the numerological chart our destiny, the same destiny everywhere. Here in the astrological chart, everyone is the same. The same destiny of yours. It's like as if you would invite, as if you invited, I don't know, 5 painters, and you told them, please draw my portrait. So you are sitting nicely, like, you know, like this, and 5 of them are sitting and working in their own techniques. Maybe somebody is working in the charcoal, somebody in aquarelle, someone oil, someone I don't know what else. So at the end, they show you 5 portraits, and obviously in each of them you will be able to recognize Radha, but all of them will be done in a very special, very different technique. This is why once you understand the essence, the nature of the phenomena, you will be able to create this life. It's not enough to know the formula. It's enough to know why, is all the whys behind the formula. Only that time, when you will have the understanding, you will be able to create. Otherwise, you will be very dry predictives. Very dry, and you will be disappointed at the end, because at the easiest you know, contradiction, or people say no, it's like no, what you say doesn't click with me, and you say, oh no, probably it doesn't work with everyone. It works with everyone, but it's important to know the philosophy. This is why I will do the great emphasis on philosophy. This is the first course which will give you a very good base. There is much more to follow, much more floors to achieve, but this is the beginning. If there will be the desire, there will be the continuation, of course. I would also, of course, I would like to share my story, how I got to be part of my school. Vedic knowledge touched my life more than 10 years ago. Since 8 years, I've been really studying it more and more intensively. And there was a period in my life when I was highly interested in what are the basic roots of our physical illnesses. So I quite fast I understood, because I read a lot, that the roots are emotional. When you start comparing, when you read really very fundamental books, not what's her name is, Louisa Hay. Hay. Yes, like fundamental books that explain you all the connections, even though she's a very good one to start with. She's very light and inspiring and very motivating. But the idea is that I understood that this is the route you want to change, to improve, to become healthier, to help others be healthy, to maintain your family in good health. First, you have to understand what makes different emotions, different wrong mindset, how it impacts our physical body. So I was very interested in, like, I read everything I could, but when you, like, I like to learn. I like to learn from people who really practice this. I like to learn from alive people so that I can ask my kind of questions. So I was really interested in this science. It's called psychosomatic science. So a friend of mine, she knew that I'm interested, and she said, Rada, there is this course. I signed up for this school, and they have this course what you wanted, but this is numerological school. So, but there will be this course. I say, no problem. Numerology, I don't care. I don't need. I don't believe in it. But because I will ignore the numerology, but I will take the course. I signed up for the school. I was admitted. Not everyone was admitted, and then they tell me, and this course that you need will be in the third year, because they told us the whole school will last 5 years. I say, okay, no, what can I do? What can I do? I will wait. No, God brought me here, and I will see. I will wait because I really wanted it. So now it's my 6th year of studying in the academy. I still didn't get my course. I still didn't get it, but I got much more than that. But I've been promised to be given this course this year, so hopefully. So I was very skeptical about astrology, not even talking about numerology. Most of my life I was skeptical, because about numerology I was saying, like, come on, with a very sarcastic and skeptical mindset. I was saying, come on. And no, numerology is based on your birth date only, like 422, like 8, in the best case 8 or 6 numbers, and your name. And no, come on. How much can it be given to you? It's impossible to be working. But I was forced to study it. And after the first weeks, not even months, after the first weeks, and our studying process is the full year, like 9-10 months. After a few weeks, I was so surprised. I was so intrigued. I was so happy to learn that really how vast is the numerology. This I'm sharing you this screen. Please tell me, do you see the screen now? What is on your screen now? Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a chart plus the numbers as well.
Yeah. So, my dears, when eventually I didn't even see that this is what we will get, because this chart also grew gradually. But I already, after a couple of weeks, I already understood how deep. And now I understand that it's not only deep, it's bottomless. This is only what you see, it's only numerology. And without, we call them deliciousness, delicatesses, these goodies, like small secrets, small things. This is only the not the basic, but yes, the fundament of it. And it was like, Khalas, this is more than enough. After this, I said, after already starting to study and everything, I said, no, actually, I don't need anything else anymore. I don't need psychosomatic class. I don't need astrology. I don't need anything. I am happy to be able to master at least numerology, because I understand there will be no end to it. So more than that, I was blessed, I am blessed to have the ideal, the best, the perfect teacher who is very sincere in sharing his knowledge. He is the type who will never hide anything aside. He's sharing sincerely everything to us. He's very funny. He's very curious himself. He doesn't stop studying himself. So sometimes he comes to the classes and say, I've been preparing for your classes, but I got stuck by something else and I started, and this is what I found in my old notes. Like, you know, he also keeps on discovering, and this keeps him young as a teacher, as everything forever. He's very kind. He's very kind, and he's very, he's perfect. So I'm grateful to him, to God, for sending me to him. And in the same time, I got the best quality of teaching, and I hope that I can pass to you at least, I don't know, small quantity of that science, or in a very right mood, that will be able to transform your lives forever. Spiritual world. My dears, tell me, is the quality of my voice good enough for you to understand?
Yes.
Good, good. Thank you. Thank God.
Yes, for me as well.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Lebanon. Thank you, everyone who participate in this. So we move on. Spiritual world and material world are both perfect creations. It's hard to believe how material world can be perfect. Karim, включи маме свет, пожалуйста. It's very hard to imagine, like, material world is the perfect creation. But actually, yes, material world is also a perfect creation. Both are ideal, harmonious systems. Only the difference is that the spiritual world is the harmony of individual harmonies. It means I'm harmonious, you are harmonious, together we are harmonious. In the material world, the harmony, the idealism, the harmony is made of the sum of individual disharmonies. This is why they say that the material world is like the mirror reflection of the spiritual world. So in the spiritual world, plus, 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 so positive, positive makes it positive. In material world, in our beautiful world, negative plus negative gives you positive, like gives you harmony. And just to give you an example is that the victim and the killer will be always attracted. The victim is negative, it's a minus because there are deficiencies in the mindset. The killer obviously is also in a minus, in a deficient mindset. So they are two disharmonious, two disharmonies that are attracted to each other, so that that negativity is neutralized on both levels. So as long as there will be victims, there will be killers. Killers aggressively set people. So my goal and hope is that the knowledge you will get here will help you attain your personal individual harmony. And once you achieve your personal individual harmony, obviously you will be part of the harmony. You will play a role. You will help others become harmonious. Every one of you, as I mentioned before, had your own reasons, personal reasons to join the course. Further, we will know our stories, why we wanted to join, why we joined it. Some of you will keep it for personal use, some of you will start helping others. Me personally, I have never intended to make it, to work professionally as a numerologist, astrologer, never. But since it was really, it was so beautifully implemented in the nature of my work, that now it really became a very serious part of my work, because it's a great shortcut to the right answer. If before, in different therapies, in different consultancies with people, with couples, with different kind of questions, you had to really spend time to unknot, to reach to the root. Now you just look at the chart, and it's so much simpler to understand where you have to dig. Where is the dead cat buried? So more than that, I want to say that since I never intended to work professionally on it, I didn't need my client basis or something to market it. Like I never intended this, but I was training on the ladies, because you learn, you have to train yourself to practice. So I was doing this on the ladies from my group. And apparently they really felt that there is something lying there. And they started sharing this news. So far I have never publicly said that, come on, I am a numerologer and please come. And still always I have a waiting list of people who come with the request to analyze their chart, which inspires me a lot, because I understand if I didn't like a certain service, a certain something, I will never recommend that. So if people, not 1, 2, 5 people by mistake said, no, I kind of liked what Rada did or Rada said, and no, you also try, spend some money. And no, I don't think this happens. But you know, when you see really people coming back, it makes you, and you see how inspired people are, they sending you messages, inspired messages after the reading, you understand that really this knowledge helps others a lot through you. So this inspired me a lot to try to pass this knowledge to others. In our group, my dears, in our teaching group, there will be people who understand fast, and there will be people who understand slower than others, who ask a lot of questions, and so on. So my request is that usually the people who ask questions irritate a lot, or let's say the people who do not ask questions are extremely irritated by the people who ask a lot of questions. And the people who ask a lot of questions and are not allowed to, are not given this chance, they are just boiling inside because they need to know, and something is not there right in their inner world. So my dears, we are, for this course, we are an egregor. An egregor is an energetical structure. Once we are united, our names are on the same list in our group, our WhatsApp group, we are united. Our energies for this time mixed. It means if in this cup I will mix, I don't know, 20 different small cups, it means the substance here will be homogeneous. The very same happens with us. If you think the one who understands fast that, no, come on, no, خلاص بلا, all these questions and move on, and who is smart will understand, who is not meant to actually understand. Such an attitude, if somebody didn't understand anything during the course, it will impact every one of you. If there is one single person who did not understand, it will impact all of you, even though if you think, easy, I understood, was little reseli. No, my dears, in the moment when you will need that certain point, you will make a mistake. This is again an esoterical law. So you have to be patient, the hurry up ones. You have to be patient for the others to understand. This is why the more you do the notes, the better you understand, the better energetically you help understand the others. So if one single person doesn't understand something, it will be a blank spot for all of the rest of the people. This is why let's be a team, let's develop patience, and even if we will have to extend a couple of weeks our course, the most important that we understand. Since we are taking a very special knowledge, I would like to talk about the 5 obligations in front of any knowledge, not only this knowledge, any knowledge. before starting the process of knowledge, any kind, it's a must to pronounce the transcendental sound, divine transcendental sound, Om. If not Om, if Amin is better for you, okay? If Bismillah, it's again, but the name of God should be there in the beginning of any kind of the process of acquiring knowledge. The second obligation is the knowledge should be heard from the teacher. Studying by yourself doesn't help. First, you have to hear, and then you can read books and all the rest. The third one, it's not only enough to hear the teacher, it's very important to take teacher's vision. Because do you remember in Kung Fu Panda, there was this tiger or something who was also a student of the big teacher, but he didn't take the vision. He took the rituals, he took the practices, but his motives, his vision was different. So he took it on the other side. This is why it's important to take also the vision of the teacher. 4, the knowledge should not be stolen. This is why there are people who are happy to hack courses, books on the internet to save some money. So such knowledge will not bring you happiness. So don't even try. It's a waste of money. It's a very bad karma. If the book, if the lecture, if anything is not in the free access on YouTube or whatever there would be, then the owner of this is not allowing you to get it. If you are not allowed to get it, it will not enter your heart. It will stay in your mind, causing you a lot of problems. And number 5 is it's a must, paying the teacher. Esoterical knowledge has always been transmitted from teachers to students through hearing, shabda, but it's not only hearing like hearing, but there was the knowledge is transmitted not from my mouth to your ear, from my heart to your heart. This is why it's very important. Look, another very small detail, but it's so important. This teacher would always sit a bit higher than the students, because it's said in a very simple example, if you have a teapot and you have a cup, so the teapot is supposedly full, the cup is empty, we have to fill in the cup. So for that, the cup should be lower than the teapot. Otherwise, we cannot fill it. It will just be wasted, the knowledge. The very same here. This it kind of sign of the humbleness. It means why they say when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And somebody says it's so hard to find a teacher nowadays. No, it's not hard. There isn't a lack of teachers nowadays. There is a lack of students, because everyone thinks he's so and she are so smart and I don't need anyone to teach me. But once you become humble, once you are ready to sit below a certain person and take the knowledge, that time you understand, you are ready, your cup has a lot of chances to be filled. This is why the knowledge is transmitted from heart to heart. Basically, each of you, me, everyone already has all the knowledge in our heart, all the knowledge, all about whatever you want. But the magic is that it's not unfolded. So it only comes by the mercy of certain higher divine personalities, that they bless us and this knowledge unfolds. And that time I try it. I fail, I manage eventually. And that time I say, I know in this part, I tried and I know what came. It becomes my knowledge. So it's not about physical listening. It's about transcendental. Transcendental, it's beyond logic. So it's transcendental hearing. This is why many people, and not many people, I mean, I know many people have the habit of, for example, they signed up for a course, and one person signed up, and then they send the link to 85 other persons. By this, they are doing very bad favor to everyone, to themselves, to the knowledge itself, and to the others. Predictivus, yes, predictivus is a Latin word and means predictor, yes, fortune teller, diviner. This is a word that we can find in the dictionaries. Diviner, like, see how nice some dictionaries put it, diviner, the one who shares the divine. And predictive disciplines, they include Sankhya Shastra, it's Vedic numerology, what we will be learning. Hasta Samudrika Shastra is the Vedic palmistry, and Jyoti Shastra is the Vedic astrology. So we need the science to understand ourselves better. The Western psychology, the Vedic psychology, both study the world around us. The difference is that the Eastern, the Vedic psychology, studies the surrounding world for a better self-understanding. I studied the world, I understood myself better, so I understand that this world reflects me. I will not try to change the world, I will try to change me, myself. I will assume responsibilities for what is happening in my life, because I understand that my life, which I don't like, my neighbors, my mom, my mother-in-law, my father, like everyone, I don't like them. They are so, I'm good. So Vedic psychology makes me understand that basically they are the reflection of myself. So I have to change myself. The Western one is also studying the surrounding world, but it studies it in order to bend this world to their own purpose. I know how you work, and I will manipulate the way I need. What is the difference between a priest and astrologer? Both are Brahmins. Brahmins are the highest level of a social structure. Workers, there are laborers, there are traders, there are rulers, managers, administrators, and there are brahmanas. It means the people, teachers, priests, and like the highest level of society. At least this is how it should be. This is how it was many years ago. So what the difference between priest and the astrologer? The priest tells God what people want from God. And the priest kind of delivers the messages to God, the prayers to God, while the astrologer tells people what God wants from them. Look how nice. The astrologer delivers, numerology obviously, they deliver to people, to themselves, what God's messages deliver to people, so that basically the predictor, numerology or astrologer, they help people understand what God wants from them. And what God wants from them, that's the real thing. Because when we are born in this world, we forget why. And before we are born as a soul, we remember, and no, Radha, this is the list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what you have to be, to do, and to have. This, please remember. Radha is born and Radha forgets. But because the mom knows that Radha forgets, she will just double check. She will put that list in Radha's purse. So that Radha at a certain moment will open the purse and will say, oh, I was about to forget. So God, He knows how forgetful we are. And because He loves us unconditionally, He just puts us this note, written on your, He just puts the list on our face, on our palm, in our birth date and name, in our astrological chart as well. For those of you who will practice this, doesn't matter professionally or just for you, for your family, always remember what we learn, what you will be practicing, what you will be sharing, what you will be working is of highest responsibility with karmic consequences. I'm not scaring. I just want you to understand what an important step, what a beautifully important step you do. So when working with people, there are kind of criteria that we should have, maintain, or develop. We have to be objective. Not because I like Johnny, I will be kinder to him. No, we have to be objective. Yeah, Johnny, you have no right to do this. Like, it will really, like, it's not recommended to you. Like, it's not this, not that. We don't have to be biased without any prejudice. I really didn't like Mary, but Mary came to me. Now I have all the chances to show Mary my life, my love. Okay, no prejudice, no, not to be biased. We have to remain a transparent intermediate. Obviously, the one who will develop ego out of this knowledge, you're welcome. And no, I hardly don't recommend. Always control your ego. It's not, I know, and no, I will heal you. I will help you. I will save you. And no, God is great. And only let's pray to be transparent, intermediate between what God wants to tell this person through you. This is why always we have to clean and clear our heart so that we don't distort information according to our interests, willingly or not willingly. This is why, for example, my teacher says that it will come a time when I will do very specific courses, very, very, very sacred information, very sacred knowledge, and I will not allow to this knowledge. I will not give blessings to practice numerology or astrology to anyone who is not spiritually practicing, because otherwise you will get sick and you will get into troubles. And we know that among the doctors, the profession with the highest rate of suicide is psychologists, therapists, because they work with people and they cannot handle it. Working with people is very hard. Entering people's destiny is very consuming, very hard, very energetically consuming. This is why a long time ago the astrologers were paid in gold, because it's really like demanding. Another one, you have to be professionals even if you don't do this as a profession. Professional means saying no. If you understand you don't have enough knowledge, you are in a very bad mood, you don't have time, you feel bad, just say no. No, today I can, or no, this answer I don't know. Like, a professional will always, whenever needed, will say no. And the most important is to inspire people. It doesn't matter what you do during the session, but it's important how the person leaves your consultancy. And the person has to be inspired. Don't play God like, oh my God, what a chart. How are you still alive? And no, no. Nothing, not the chart, not the nothing is fatal. All these have the purpose to help the person acknowledge their negatives or their weak points, process them, and discover the biggest gift from behind their troubles. Every single chart is the perfect, is the best chart for that people. It's their Ferrari or whatever best car would you consider. So your chart is your Ferrari, your chart is your Rolls Royce, your Bugatti, and so on. There isn't a bad chart. Your chart is the best because your chart contains your formula of happiness. Next, in order to understand what is astrology, numerology, we have to define two notions: fate and karma. Fate and karma. Many people, or destiny and karma, many people think that this is synonyms. It's not. So we have to understand this. Fate, destiny is something predestined, something we cannot avoid, and something we have no control over. Karma is an action. It's our choice. How will you choose to act according like fate, destiny presented you a situation, a circumstance, and it's your karma how will you act. This is your karma. And I will bring here the best analogy that my teachers only brings. I will not invent or try to be creative. You come in a supermarket to buy canned something, canned corn. In your supermarket, there is a variety of brands of this canned corn. This is called fate. You have only this variety. You have no opportunity to have, oh, they don't have this brand. Halas, they don't have this brand. You don't have access to it. Somebody else, your neighbor will say, oh, in my supermarket, I found this brand. And you said, oh, no, I missed something. No, you didn't miss. You went to the correct supermarket, but your fate is only that wide or narrow. So this is a certain limited varieties of choice, your fate, your destiny. Karma is already which brand you will choose of those available. This is karma. There will be more expensive corn, there will be less expensive corn, there will be cheap, expired. What will you choose? This is your karma. The more conscious a person is, the wider range of variety of choices the person is presented. Because the universe, God, trusts the person will have the tendency to make the right choice. This is exactly the mission of an astrologer, is to make the person understand that what choice is there and what the consequences will be for every choice. Don't impose your opinion. Just make the person, after the person leaves you, she must clearly understand what are the options and what will be the consequences of every single choice. For a better understanding, my dears, what so far what I am talking about, is it clear? Is it I don't know, simple to understand? Like any questions so far? Please write plus minus the way you want.
For me, it's fine. I can understand. Sometimes I just how to say it, بشرد. Yes, I'm good.
Good. My dears, this is Nura Baraket.
Yes.
Okay, my dears, this is normal, and we will develop these questions. If you are not on the group, that's fine. With other occasion, rebirthing session, whatever you will be, we will, the knowledge will be unfolded. I understand if someone listens to it for the first time, it's kind of maybe overwhelming, hard to understand, hard to accept. That's fine. Once you are hearing this, it means you are ready to hear. And look, the more there is rejection in your heart, the more you need this. Okay? So we move on. For a better understanding, we have also to talk about the stages in the life of any person. Our life is divided into two main parts. One part is called closed karma, and of course, open karma. And between them, there is this gate. When the closed karma opens and become open karma, when the person becomes karmically mature. Okay? In the closed karma period is the time of predetermination. It means this is the pure destiny. The events that happen in the closed karma cannot be avoided. You have no choice. You have no freedom of choice. You cannot have no control. We can say that this is basically 100% fatal part. We don't have much control. And because we don't have much control, we are not fully responsible for that for what happens in that part. This is the good news. It means we are not, well, some teachers say we are fully not responsible, but I wouldn't like to give that freedom and that encouragement and that credit. Let's say we are not fully responsible for the events that are happening to us in the closed karma period. This period is meant to restore the mindset that we had at the end of our previous life. And now I have to ask a very important questions. Out of those present here, please tell me what is the attitude or understanding of the word phenomena of reincarnation. Everyone, please write. Whoever is understanding and kind of believing, put like 2 or 3 pluses, you know, like many pluses, so I understand it's okay. I mean, you are into this, you understand what this is. The one who are not understanding, put minus. The one who doesn't believe, put minus, just, you know, yes or not, so that I see the one who doesn't know even what this is. Also, please, like question mark, like I don't know what this is, so that I understand how to okay, question marks, plus, minus, plus. Else, who else? Okay, so basically understand, partly believe. Okay, so my dears, for those who have no questions, please allow me to spend 2 minutes to introduce the idea to those who are not accepting it or not understanding or not believing for different reasons. This is very normal. So my dears, those who are new or don't really feel the idea doesn't resonate with them, I will explain you, I will give you an example, so that maybe it will be easier for you to understand, not even accept. Okay, just put it next on the shelf, next to your somewhere, to your mindset, and maybe sometimes in the future it will help you understand some things in your life. This is the example I always bring. I will not invent a better one because it doesn't exist in my life. Imagine a person who thinks, so there are people who think that life is one piece of life. There is nothing before, nothing behind. There is just this couple of a certain period of time that I live. Other part of the people, they understand the life is linear. I mean, there is something before, there is now my present life, and there will be something after that. So this idea brings the responsibility in our life. If I understand that, oh, it means if, imagine I don't understand that there was something before, and I don't believe there will be something after. What it will make me behave? I don't care. Let me enjoy. No. And I will also blame. I will not understand. Oh, why he is born in Switzerland? Why there are people born in Canada? And I'm born in Lebanon. And why? And no, it's not fair. Why they are black and why I'm white? Why they are rich and I am sick? No, why? People really struggle with a lot of things. People got disappointed in religions, in God, in life. It really brings a lot of difficulties in people's life when we don't understand that basically there was the consequences. There are this life is the consequence of something that happened before, and it will be the root reason for something that will happen in next stage. So my dears, to make this easier for some to understand, again, I'm not imposing, it's just I want you to have this next to your mindset. Maybe you will need it sometimes. So imagine a person who has nothing to know about reincarnation, who believes life is one. because life is one, let's say, let's reduce life to 1 day. The analogy is 1 day. It's only this day. Let me enjoy. I'm here to enjoy. And the person really enjoyed. Drinking, dancing, driving with no rules, being mean to everyone he would see and hated. Like the person really enjoyed. The person goes to bed thinking, like we do the analogy death, thinking that there will not be tomorrow. But surprise, after the night, after the death, oops, he wakes up. So there was a tomorrow. Before even opening the eyes, the person feels extreme headache. And the person in deep inside, he thinks, oh my God, like I still didn't open my eyes. Why I have this headache? It's not fair. The baby was only 3 months and already having cancer. And it's not fair. Where God is looking and people are full of pain and blaming God in the first place. Because he forgot yesterday he drank, like he really drank something that a human cannot drink. And maybe something else also. Then he forced himself to open the eyes. And he opens the eyes and he looks around and say, oh my God, what a mess. And why am I born in Lebanon or in Zimbabwe? And what a mess. And no, he forgot that yesterday he really messed up in this apartment, thinking that there will be no tomorrow. Somehow he forces himself to get out of the bed. He does the effort, the whole body pains and hurts. And somebody's knocking on the door, police standing there and presenting him a fine to pay. He said, are you crazy? And I still didn't go out of the house today. How can you give me this? I didn't do anything. I didn't go out. He said, I'm sorry, is this your name? He said, yes, my name. Is this your address? Yes, my address. Halison, no, it's yours. He said, no, it's impossible. I didn't go out of the house today. But yesterday you parked your car not accordingly to the rules. Maybe you hit another car. No, come on, it's yours. Then he goes out of the house. He says, hello, no. Hello, Auntie Mary. No, hello, Amu Muhammad. And everybody turns their backs to him. And he doesn't understand. What kind of people these are? Where are your manners, people? I'm saying hello to you. Why you don't answer? Life is not fair. I'm good. Why everybody is betraying me? I am good. But the person forgot that yesterday, 2 a.m., he was like playing the music loud, shouting and cursing all the neighbors and disturbing the whole neighborhood. He forgot. But the neighbors didn't forget. The account, the karma came. And like this, and like this, and like this, we blame, we suffer because we don't understand why. So it's very important for us to admit the idea, at least, that there is something before and there will be something in front. This is why if we believe we are only born once, then for what we need the predictive disciplines? For what? For what we need astrology? For what? We don't need this. Enjoy. Enjoy as much as you can, steal as much as you can, and just no problems. No other life is there. But imagine what kind of disappointment there will be if there is another life. So we get back to the closed and open karma periods. The moment we finish, we die. All the mindset, all the values, not the values, the mindset, okay, all our opinion will be transferred to the next life. But when we are born, we forget. How can we remember that the moment I died, and not the moment I died, when I died, I hated men. I considered they are irresponsible creatures. They only cheat and they only use and they misuse, and men are not good. how can I forgot when I'm born, my memory is erased. How can I remember? How can I get back to that mindset? So life puts me in a reservation, in a cage where I will be trained to remember. So it means life will give me certain events which by the age of maturity, karmic maturity, by the time the gates of my cage will open, I will be surely convinced that men are bastards, because my father was beating my mother, because my I don't know, I was I don't know, molested when I was small. My first husband beat me because he was an alcoholic. The second one was a drug addicted. So by the age of my karmic maturity, I am deeply convinced that all men are bastards. The cage opens, the door cage of the cage opens, and I'm allowed to finally start my life. And from now on, it's my duty, it's my chance to change this attitude in order, okay, I understood men in my life were not perfect, but let me look inside and understand what kind of my mindset attracted such people. Let me change. And here comes the help of the knowledge. It's like, I always say, it's like those in the episodes, in the serials, every new episode has like 30 seconds of the old one to remind us what the old one was about. So the closed karma is those couple of seconds to remind us. Now, the thing is that the open karma cannot happen for men before 18 and later than 42. It means the karmic maturity, it means the open karma period can happen with some people when they are 42. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a person who had a hard life and by the age of 40 they are almost disappointed, or 45 they are almost disappointed, and they say, no, khalas, I don't want to try anymore. And they don't even know that only now their real life happens. Only now they have the chance to change something. This is why, again, we need stuff like this, like numerology, like astrology. For women, the karmic period maturity cannot happen. It can happen between the first menstrual period and 42 years old. Starting with this point, we have the full freedom of choice and we become fully responsible for what we do. Another important thing is to understand that our life happens in 3 modes, in 3 styles, in 3 flows. Everything in our life is neutral, positive, negative. Or if you want, according to the Vedas, it's the mode of ignorance, the worst, passion, and the goodness. It means the passion is the competition. Passion. What is passion? I want to achieve, I want to be, I want, desires. You know, you go with the flow. Degradation is the ignorance, when I choose to enjoy. And obviously the effort brings you to goodness. Everything that we do in life, for example, what kind of music you listen? Is this hard rock, metal, satanic music, or I don't know, all this useless music with useless words? Obviously this is ignorance. Or mostly you listen to the spiritual music or the classical music. Obviously this is goodness. What time you sleep, what you eat. If you only eat fast food, the ignorance, then you can add to your life a bigger another percentage of ignorance. So, you know, calculating all these, you understand what kind of people you are. And when you will work with, if you will work with people, you will be able to determine on which level this person is, because even the energies, they have different levels. The energy of the sun, number one, the energy of the sun, it can be the highest level of the sun the king, the real king, the responsible one, the leader one, or it can be the lower one, the ignorant level, the level of selfishness, the tyranny, the despotic. This is one. Both people are born on the first of something. And you say, oh my God, this is exemplary leader, a very good director. And this one is like a pain in the ass. Because, why? Because there are energies. So it's very important to analyze who is inside of you. Destiny cannot be changed. Someone are born with one leg, but it's up to us what we will do with this. And I always remember Nick Vujicic, who was born with no arms, with no legs, just a trunk, a body. Obviously, he went through his challenges, suicidal ideas and everything. But eventually, he decided, I will live. And now he's inspiring millions. So he was born with no chances to be happy. Now he's married, he has children, and I hope he's happy. I really hope he's happy. In Western astrology, another important point, there is the notion of white angel and black angel. The duty of one white angel is to bring us to our purpose, and the black angel mission is the opposite. The more we are in the mode of goodness, the more we can hear white angels help. This is why instinctively you say, Subhanallah, like, oh my God, no, I felt I want to answer to this call, or I felt I don't want to go out today out of the home, or no, look, Sutfi, by accident, and no, I heard this news and I knew how to. And no, there are no accidents. Everything is meant for you to hear or to understand. Another important thing is for us to understand who I am, who is God, and what is relation between us. We obviously nobody doubts. I will now start share the screen another time. You see the chart now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very well. So, my dears, I want. Okay, sorry. So you see, there is a God. I hope nobody doubts that there is God. Okay, in Sanskrit it's called Ishvara. God has. So there is God, and there is another participant in our play is us beings, the soul beings. Between the God and the beings, the relation is love. God gives us love, and we were supposed to give love back to God. So we should be aware of God. We should be aware of the qualities so that we can love God. God has three aspects. This is also very important moment. God has the aspect of energy, the Brahman, for example, the impersonalists who say that after death, we all unite with the big energy, with the light. So this is what they mean, the Brahman. This is the lowest aspect of God. This is the light energy. The next higher level of God, so because people in different culture perceive God in different aspects. The higher aspect, the next aspect which is higher is Paramatma, is the local aspect. This is the God inside our heart. This is the God inside our heart who keeps on talking to us through the sound of the consciousness, Damir. This is God inside our heart. And the highest aspect is the Bhagavan, the personal aspect. When we understand that God is a personality, because agree, we all say we have to love God, we have to love God, but you cannot love ocean, you cannot love light, you cannot love energy, you can only love a person, personality. So the high and most of the religion, they present God in a non-personal aspect. It's an energy, it's a light, but we must understand that in Bible it's written that God created the humans according like him. Okay, it means we are like him. And more than this, Jesus at a certain point says, and I will go to heavens, to my father's heaven kingdom, and I will sit by his right hand, and I will see him in front of me. So there are hands, I will see it, I will see, I will talk. This is extremely important to understand at a certain point. So the qualities of the beings, us, our qualities are, we are eternal. We are eternal. Each of you exists since ever, eternal. The soul is eternal. The body changes. Sometimes I'm a woman, sometimes I'm a man, sometimes I'm rich, sometimes I'm sick. According to our program, it changes, but me inside, the root, the light is the same. I'm eternal. Cheat, knowledge. I say that each of us has the knowledge in our heart. We have all the knowledge that we need as a soul. We have all the knowledge. We have all the knowledge. And Ananda, happiness. We are meant to be happy. And everyone, if you will ask what you want in this life, I want to be happy. Because subconsciously we understand that it's our nature to be happy. It's very important. It's our duty to be happy. So there is God, there is beings, us. For some reason, at a certain point, we were living all in spiritual world, but we wanted to play a game. I want to be God. Let's try how this is to be. And God, like a loving father, said, he's the only one who loves us unconditionally. He said, you are my child. I love you very much. What you want, what you desire to be God is wrong. But because you insist, I will show you how this is. But you know, you cannot play this game on my playground. I will create a playground for you, the material world. So God created the material world for a soul like us who wanted to be God. And material world is only 1/4 out of the entire creation. So this is a very like really little space. And we degraded from the spiritual world to material world to play God. And agree, each person somehow says, I'm very good, I'm powerful, I'm so good. And you see, in material world, we cannot see God. Most of the people, they really are skeptical about God existing here. So material world has these 3 qualities, which I told about: the goodness, the passion, and the ignorance. Now, the relation between God and material world is time. Time. This is why time is God. Time is, we say it's gold. It's much more expensive than gold. Time is God. We should respect time. Because material world is influenced by time. Everything is degraded in material world, created again. And the relation between God and between us beings and the material world is karma. Karma, we interact and material world just answers us back. This is karma. So here we understand, the more we interact in the material world, the more we will be given results back. The more we act So according to what actions we do, the very same results will be. And this is the law of interaction. F minus F, the force with which force you interact with karma, with material world, the very same, it interacts, it pushes you back. And okay, just a second. And look, the law of Om, this is basically the law of God, the law of love. Look, I equal V on R. What is this? This is the Ohm's law, Om, the transcendental sound Om, where the says that the current through a conductor between 2 points is directly proportional to the voltage across the 2 points. It means the amperes, the volts, resistance, and ohms. So this is the formula of love. I is relationship. V is the voltage, the power of our effort that we invest in the relationship. R are the desires, are our material desires. So the stronger effort is, and the weaker our desire are, the less selfish we are. So the more love there is in our relationship. If our V is really small, it means I don't want to do the effort. But our R is really big, like I only want to receive, then unfortunately we will all suffer. The last philosophical thing that I want to try to explain is that okay, this is important to know. This is me, this is the soul, the eternal, Sat Chit Ananda, eternal, the one who has knowledge and the one who is meant and wants to be happy. Okay, this is all of us, this is the soul. This is the material body. This is the material, the red dots are the material body. This is the local aspect of God, Paramatma. Do you remember the sound of your consciousness? And what is important here? Me, the real me, and God should be next to each other so that I hear God pretty well and I live according to God. But look what happens. There is a separator, the blue circle around me that separates me from God. What is this? This is the false ego. This is the fine body of my desires, but not any desires. This is the desires that separate me from God. These are the desires different from God's desire. God tells me, Radha, you have to eat fruits. And I say, I want to eat only canned food. And no, I give you a very primitive example, but and God tells me, Radha, help others. Come on, you'll be so happy when you will be giving as well. And I say, no, I want to be the queen, the new queen of England. And no, he said, Radha, you will not be happy by getting, you will not, give, start giving. You say, I know, I want to be. And so it's very interesting that the false ego has many names in Sanskrit, but there is one name, Dyav, which is never used. If we add an il, devil, dyavel, devil. So this is the devil inside us. Why they say the devil is inside you? Дамодар, вы мне мешаете. The devil is inside you. This is the devil. That's my desires that are different from what God planned for me. And I must understand this. And when I will understand this, I will become happy. Why? Because the power of my soul is 100,000 suns. Sounds unbelievable. The sun, how powerful the sun is, this is the power of me. And then I say, what? No, come on, what kind of power? I don't feel I can hardly get up off my bed in the morning. Why? Because this power is neutralized by the anti-power of my desires. So the less selfish desires I will have, the more I will feel the power of the real power of God. The more I will feel the real power of the God inside me, the me, the soul. And this is our ultimate goal, to clean our hearts from selfish desires. My dears, just to raise your enthusiasm of those who joined the course, 2 minutes, I would like to tell you what we will be studying. Most of the numerological schools are working with 5 positions, with 5 rays of the crystal. We call it the numerological crystal, and there are rays of the crystal. So most of the schools are using like 5. The main ones, okay? To the school that I belong to is using working with 12 main rays, 12, and much more, like at least double this number, rays, like sub rays, which we call the spices, the accents, which help to a much better understanding, the detailed understanding. So the approach of my school is more than extreme profound. It's only needed to be patient and committed. It will all unfold in time. We will take more than 5 rays already in our basic level, which will be more than enough for you to fall in love with numerology and to really start practicing. First, we will learn the energy of each number. We will understand that all around us are this number. Somebody said, maybe it was Einstein, maybe it was someone else, he said, in numbers, there is more reality than in the reality. Can you imagine? In numbers, there is more reality than reality. So we will learn to that there is everyone of the, I understand the weather outside, what energy is. I understand the energy of people's clothes. I understand the energy of the event, of the landscape, of the houses. Or I will understand that everything, of the cars, of the everything is energy, and it's so interesting. You are not alone anymore. So we will learn to decipher our names, to decipher letters. Our name, which defines our destiny. We will learn, obviously, the meaning of our birth date, which defines our life path, what we have to learn, what we have to become. It's our, like the first part of our destiny, predestination, not destiny, predestination. We will learn the formula of our happiness, how we have to act in order to be happy, the driving style through life. We will learn the final destination of our life. We will learn the desires. Each person has his or her own special sacred desires. And if we know those desires, it's much more easier to make someone happy. If you learn, if you work, imagine you know the character of your employees, or you know the character of your boss, or you are a teacher, or like imagine you are working with people. It's so nice to know them so that the interaction is better. We will learn the karmic debts from the past lives, what is stopping us from the move in our life. Very beautiful and extremely important thing, we will learn to calculate your personal calendars. your personal biorhythms, to calculate your personal day, your personal months, your personal year. Like for everyone, today is 9th of September. But for me, these days has a personal message. For you, it's different. The same for the years, the same for the months. It's like planting in the right time when you know the right time. So we will learn to know this time. So you can use this for your children, for your husband, to know when to ask for promotion. We will learn to choose the best, to understand and to choose if we need to change the numbers of our cars, mobiles, houses, address, the influence of address. It's a very interesting topic. Bank accounts, we will decipher the city's name, the country's name. We will learn how to choose a name for your shop, for your brand, for your company, so on, so on, so on. A lot of highly important things to learn together, to discover together. So my dears, this is all I wanted to tell you. Thank you, Shadi. Shadi is incredible. Please let me know what Shadi did. I missed something probably. I'm sorry if I have. For men, the between 18 and 42. Okay. Okay, Shadi help. Yes, thank you, Shadi, 42. My dears, if you have any questions, please do ask. I really hope that it was, I know it was too much, but I'm telling you, it will unfold in time. But I really wanted to give today even more than I would maybe give on the other side time, because there will be people who will not take the course. So I wanted maybe to give some answers to them as well. This is why it was longer. It was very intense and maybe tiring. I'm sorry for that. So probably there are no questions. I hope this means I was clear. And
Rada?
yes.
Yes, hello. Would you mind telling us what's the schedule and how long each session will take? Just a small idea to see what's the time.
Okay.
Thank
For
you.
Okay, Summer, of course. Because most of, no, some of you are not on the group where I already shared all this information. My dears, our classes will be on Wednesdays, evening time, 6 o'clock Beirut time. This will be the theory, 2 hours. Around 2 hours the class will be, when I will, just a second, something has happened. Mommy, у меня... It will be the theory where I will be talking most of the time. Then the second class, during the week, we will decide together, will be the practicals. We will decide together when is the best time for everyone, so that everyone can be present there. We give chances to as many as we can from us. But the practicals we will start like in 2 weeks, so that we have to pass some topics, and we will be ready for already applying this. So this we'll decide together. The practicals are also around 2 hours each week. So each week we will have the class, the theory and the practical. Summer, did I answer you? The course is meant for 5 months. Maybe it will be like plus minus, most probably plus another couple of weeks. It depends on, you know, how the work will go. Yes, Shadi, thank you for Sarah, thank you. V is voltage, it's our effort. The more our effort are, it means the less is our desires. So the more our readiness is to give the voltage, the effort, and the less our expectation are, the happier we will be, because I'm giving, I'm not expecting to take. Another question message. Okay, welcome, my dears. Any other question, philosophical or organizatorical? Okay, my dears, then I'm also thanking you for your patience, for your interest and desire to know more things. And we meet on Wednesday, 6 o'clock. I will share the link on the group with you. There will be recording of this meeting. I will post it on the group. I will post it, I don't know, on my page. So whoever wants to share it with other friends, you are free to do so. Maybe someone will benefit as well. I wish you happiness and a very pleasant evening.
Thank you, Radha.